If you are a world traveler, if you do mission trips, then you definitely need to get this G1 language translator device. This one was sent to me at no charge for this review, and I'm going to walk through some of the features that this thing has, and it is actually one of the best things I've ever picked up. I wasn't quite sure what to think about it when I got it, but once I opened it up, got it set up, this thing is the best thing since sliced bread. I am actually taking 2 mission trips this year. I'm going to Tijuana, Mexico, and I am going to the DRC, or the Congo in Africa, and I want to be able to communicate with the natives in the land, and so this is going to help me so I don't always have to have a translator by my side. This is going to do it for me. This has 65 different languages. It has multiple languages that you can use offline just in case there is no data signal, which there is not in foreign countries, and limited Wi-Fi signals. You can do this without being connected to Wi-Fi. There are features, and it works better if you're connected to Wi-Fi. It does have a little SIM card, which is in here, and so you can connect it to Wi-Fi, you can connect it to Bluetooth. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this. Again, we're going to walk through some of those features with you here today. Can't cover all of them because there's so many of them. There is also, let me talk about some of these other features that you get with this thing. Not only do you have 65 different languages, you've also got 120 different dialects, and then you've also got, look at this, there is a camera on the back side, so you can take a picture of a sign and it'll translate it into that language for you, so you know what the sign reads or what the sign means. I tell you what, like I said before, this is the best thing since sliced bread, especially if you're doing any travel. You definitely need one of these. Now, this is a 4.5-inch screen, touch screen that connects to Wi-Fi, or it can be used offline if you need to. You do have a power button on the side, volume buttons on the side, talk buttons on the side, or you can just use the microphones down on the bottom of the screen. Going to show you all of that and let you hear how well it translates, whether it's going to be translating from English to French or English to Spanish or Spanish to English. You can do any of those things that you want to do. Again, you got 65 different languages that are packed into this thing. Another thing about this is that you do have a little key card right here, so you can pop out the SIM card. It does come with a pre-installed SIM card. It also does have your charging cables, and it also does have a wrist lanyard if you wanted to connect that. It's just a little bit smaller than a cell phone. This is a Samsung S23, and it's just a little bit smaller than that. You can see that there. 4.5-inch screen, great clarity. Audio is great. At this point right now, I have 0 complaints about it, so let's go ahead and jump in and take a look. We're going to long press the power button to turn it on, and then it's going to turn on just like a cell phone turns on. Okay, so you can see how nicely this fits in the hand. It's just, like I said, a 4.5-inch screen, a little bit smaller than your typical cell phone. And the only thing that we had to do for setup was to power it on and then connect it to your local Wi-Fi service. I've already done that for you, and so we're just going to go ahead and take a look at this and see what we got. So this is going to be the home screen that pops up once you are connected to the internet. You can also use this offline. We are going to use this connected just to walk through some of these features for you. And so when we are looking at this, here's what we see. Down here at the bottom, you got 2 different microphones. This is going to be your primary language and then the language that you're going to translate into. So this says English, this says Spanish. As I said, I'm going to be going on a mission trip in just a couple of months, going down to Tijuana, Mexico, and so I want to be able to, if I wanted to speak with a local, I could simply use this. And so you got your primary language, and then you got your translated language, and not only that, you can swap those right there in the center. You can see now it's Spanish and that's English, or you can go back, and it really doesn't matter because it's just going to be dependent upon which microphone you are holding on to. Right here you got a pull up arrow, and this is where you can switch your languages. These are going to be your most common languages up here at the top, and then you've got 65 languages, 120 dialects, so that depending on what region you're in, you're able to select the right dialect for that region and be able to translate and communicate with the locals that are there. Or what I find super handy is when you are on the airplane flying overseas and you cannot speak with the stewardess because they don't speak your language, you don't speak their language, you can use this translator on the airplane. It does have an airplane mode, but again, you can use this offline. Up here at the top, you've got your my language and the target language. Here in the top left-hand corner, we're in Tijuana, Mexico. We got a local that we're trying to have a conversation with. We click that right there. This is me, this is them. So we're going to be able to have a face-to-face conversation. And all we got to do is hold that little microphone right there. Or you can use the hot buttons on the side once you get those programmed right. There's your 2 volume buttons there. And so you could use that if you wanted to. You don't have to. When we go back to the main screen, we got a camera right here where we can take a picture of a sign or whatever, and we can have that translated. So I'm going to step back just a little bit so I can get the full thing. Now I took that picture. It is currently translating it. There it is. And that is translated into Spanish. You can see all that down there at the bottom. Super nice feature to have that, especially if you were just out walking around on your own and you had street signs that you needed to read, or you got menus that you need to read. Really, really nice feature there. Now, we are in Spanish, so here's my English going to translate to Spanish. Turn my volume up so you can hear it. Good morning.
Buenos días.
Can you help me find the restroom?
Buenos días. ¿Pueden ayudarme a encontrar el baño?
So there you go. That's Spanish. Can you help me find the restroom? And then they can hold the Spanish button and it will translate it back into English for me. So really nice. Easy to switch that. We're just going to click there because we are going to the DRC. We're going to the Congo. They speak French. So we're going to go ahead and try French now. Just tap that button and we can translate into French. Good morning.
Bonjour.
Can you tell me where the restroom is?
Pouvez-vous me dire où se trouvent les toilettes?
There you go. So you can see how handy that is going to be. And it's just, almost an instant translation. And you can have that two-way conversation face-to-face with somebody. Like I said, if you are a traveler or if you're going on a mission trip, this right here is literally the best thing since sliced bread. I can't imagine ever going on another mission trip without it. I'm pretty excited this year about going to Tijuana and going to Africa so that I can use my new translator. This is a machine that I would definitely recommend. It's not going to get in the way. It's going to be small. It's going to stick in your pocket. It does have screen protectors on it. It comes pre-installed with screen protectors. You just need to peel the plastic and then you're going to be ready to go. When you're all done, you're going to long press it and then you're going to get the option to power off or to restart just like you do your phones. We're going to power that off. It's going to shut down and then we can put it away. We can charge it. We can be ready for the next conversation.